Alright, so new project. This is my JK Rubicon here, 2007. Just got the 35s on there. So next thing to tackle is going to be the front bumper. This one's got to go. I'm thinking stubby. I got a little design worked up. So I'm going to pull this thing off and start working on chopping up some metal. Okay, now we're making some progress. Got the front bumper off here. So now I'll take some measurements here and see how real life lines up with CAD. Make some adjustments if I need, and then start whacking metal. Let's get to work. So this will be the new front bumper. Started welding it up. Got a little bit done. This is the top here. Pocket for the winch. Got some plate there to make for the winch plate. Nothing too fancy, just a little stubby. I wanted something light and basic. I use 1/4 inch for the front plate here. The rest of it is 1/8, just to keep the weight down. So over here, I got a new box. This is Winch. They're reasonably cheap. They're made in China, but they seem to be getting not too bad reviews. About as many problems with these as people with worn winches. You hear people bashing everything these days. So I'm going to give this a try, see how it works. It's a 12,500, or at least that's what the box says here. And it's supposed to have the synthetic line. So let's hack into this, see what we've got. Okay, got the top off. Let's take a look here. Little instruction manual, all full of warnings, I'm sure. Got the controller here. Feels like it works. Hook and hardware. Decent hook. Yeah. Comes with the Haas fair lead. What else have I got here? Oh, a little winch cover. Feels like it's neoprene. That's alright. And of course, the winch itself. I think I'm probably going to need 2 hands to get this unpackaged. Let's check this out. Okay, out of the box. Looks like a winch to me. The controller is not too bad. It's plastic. Doesn't feel quite as solid as my worn, and the switch on it looks like an easy replace. It doesn't feel like super high quality, but at least it's got the rubber boot on it for weatherproofing, unlike my worn. Simple 3-pin connector there. This thing should be nice and easy to hot wire if I want to wire in a switch into the cab. Which way am I going here? There we go. There we go. Plugs in. Plug and both ends of the plug here look reasonably solid. Clutch, free spool. Yep, it turns. The question here is whether or not I got enough cable to make it all the way back to the battery, which is at the back of the engine compartment on the JK. It'll be close. Cables feel reasonably decent there. Heavy enough gauge. Should be adequate for the, I think it's 7.5 horse motor. Only thing I found wrong here is I got a tiny little scratch, a couple of scratches there on the Haas fair lead that I'll have to polish out. No big deal. Other than that, I think I'm ready to get going on this thing here. Basically, I gotta fit the bumper into position on there, make sure I got enough clearance. It's gonna be real tight with the sway bar actuator motor that I flipped. So we'll get things hooked up and see how we look. So one of the questions is always, when you're tight on space here, do you center the winch or do you center the fair lead? So I've got about 23.5 inches here in between. Of course, the winch can stick past these kind of the plates on the end where we bolt onto. The frame is in a couple inches there, so I got a couple extra inches to play with there. The winch itself is, what do we got here? About 22 inches long. This plate's 24. So as it turns out, I've got enough room here. If I center this on the plate, which would more or less represent center on the vehicle there for the fair lead, it looks like I've got enough room, and I just got to tuck the motor in right here a little bit underneath that top that I've got on there. So what have I got here? I need about, oops, if I get that hooked on, I need about 5.5 inches. And that's a piece of 6-inch here, so I know I've got clearance to get underneath that as long as I keep that winch plate down towards the right down tight to that joint there. So I think that's the plan. I'll actually get the fair lead centered on the vehicle and have the winch itself slightly off center. That'll be nice. My last Jeep, I had the winch centered because I was really tight for room and the way I wanted it. And I wanted the bumper to look symmetrical. This time I can hide it a little bit better. So I will get to work, I guess, with drilling out the bolt pattern here. So this is one of the advantages to having a milling machine with a digital readout. Real quick and easy layouts. I just punch in the coordinates, follow it around, real quick 4.5 by 10 pattern. So I center drill them with a number 3 here. Now I'm just about to hit it up with a 1/4 inch bit before I follow up with an end mill here to hog it out, because my drill bits are in the other shop, so that should do the trick. Fire things up here. Need some oil. Here's my can. Get this left-handed case. Like butter. So next one here. All we gotta do is crank her half around, 4.5, 3, 4, a little too far, back off bit. That's pretty close. Here's her right on the last one there. We'll turn that down just a hair. And speed, there we go. Quick and easy. Okay, so this is it. All bored out and ready to weld on. Those top holes are a little closer to the edge than I'd normally like to see, but I think we're going to be okay. So I'll just clean up that weld on the backside there and get ready to weld this thing in. So, got part way into it and ran out of welding wire. Thought I had some more at home, but no such luck. And being a holiday, I gotta wait till tomorrow. So I took the time to cut up a few little brackets. I'm gonna put those in there, brace things up a little bit. Same on the inside there. Had to notch them out for around the motor. Got the hole cut out for the fair lead, and I cut myself a couple end plates for up here. Just give me a little extra support there if I'm going to be jacking on the corner with a high lift. So tomorrow I'll grab myself some more wire and get this baby finished up, ready for paint. So on the bumper project, made some progress here. Got things more or less roughed out. Got the winch tray in there now. Got some bracketry there. There's some on the bottom side as well, which you can't see, of course, because it's underneath. I've got some neat little lugs that are going on here for tow hook kind of things. And I'm in the middle of machining those out. I'll have those on soon, but right now the plan is to get the light bar done, and I'll head inside the shop. We'll take a look at that. So this is going to be the bull bar light bar thing here. I'm just making this out of actually some 2.5-inch exhaust tubing. It's going to fit on here, something like that. That's the idea anyway. So I'm just working on getting all my welds cleaned up here, getting things sanded down. So I'll get that done and get ready to weld her in place here. This isn't really for anything structural, more just to mount the lights to, is all I'm thinking. So I'll get to work on this here now. Alright, got the bumper coated out, all painted out, just finished that. Gonna let her dry here tonight, and I guess I'll be throwing that sucker on tomorrow, hooking up the winch. Pretty happy with how it turned out. Not perfect, but it's gonna serve my needs just fine. So with my bumper getting closer to complete, I'm working on some toe lugs here that are going to go on the front. This is the basic idea here. Those bolt on to basically where the end of the frame is on the Jeep there, with the stock mounts. And these are halfway through being milled. And yeah, this is going to be drilled through there for a 3/4 inch shackle, and I got to round off the end there. So getting close, just about got her wrapped. You can see I had a little oops here. Losing concentration, turning the dial the wrong way, and sucked the mill into there. So I got to clean that up a little bit and weld a little bit on there, tidy that up. So that's got her roughed out. Very rough. A lot of chatter, as you can see there, but it's good enough that I can now take it to the sander and sand that down, clean her all up, make her look pretty. Got that little chip there that I got to fill in with a little bit of weld and then clean her up, but otherwise that's about got her. Sweet. Time for number 2. Alright, so I got the bumper all done, finally. Got her mounted up, got the toe lugs on here. These things are made to rotate in whatever direction. That way when you put a shackle in through there, the shackle can pull off to the side, up, down, keep it directionally in line with the direction of pull. Runva 12.5, that's a 12,500 pound winch. Got a wicked deal on that with the synthetic rope. I think it was less than 500 bucks. Yeah, I know it's a goofy little thing for the license plate there. I'll have to figure out something permanent, but that'll have to wait until I get back. I got a trip to go on. So overall, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. It's looking pretty darn good, I think. I'm happy with the design. Meets my needs. Oh, I got a little bit of touch-up. Scratched her in the process of trying to get everything lined up and mounted up, and holes drilled where I needed them without disassembling the winch. Probably should have disassembled the winch. Anyway, it's all good. Pretty happy. Nothing left to do but go find some supper. Actually, that's not true. I got to do an oil change on this thing yet tonight. That won't take too long. I'll do that after supper. Cool.